Did you know that Solomon, one of the wisest men in history, left powerful teachings on how to handle money and debt? From the words written in Proverbs to his reflections in the book of Ecclesiastes, he provides us with a clear roadmap to transform financial struggles into a life of prosperity. Today, I'll share how Solomon's principles can help you get out of debt and rebuild your financial life. No matter how challenging your current situation may be, with wisdom and action, it's possible to turn things around. I understand what it's like to be overwhelmed by debt, to feel as though you'll never climb out of the hole. You might feel shame, anxiety, or even despair. But know that you're not alone. Even in Solomon's time, people faced financial challenges, and he left valuable guidance to help them navigate these struggles. Solomon teaches us that wisdom is more precious than gold. He says in Proverbs 3 verses 13 to 14, "Blessed is the man who finds wisdom, the man who gains understanding, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold." These teachings remind us that, with the right mindset and actions, we can overcome any challenge. Are you ready to learn how to apply these timeless teachings to your life? Get ready to discover practical principles that can transform your relationship with money. Let's explore how Solomon's wisdom can be the turning point for your financial freedom. Before we begin, take the first step to transform your financial reality. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any life-changing content. Show your commitment by leaving a like and commenting below. I will transform my financial reality by following Solomon's steps. This is your chance to take control, learn from Solomon's wisdom, and begin your journey to financial freedom. Your commitment to this change starts now, and we're here to support you every step of the way. The value of recognizing reality. Solomon teaches us that wisdom begins with acknowledging the truth. In Proverbs 27 verses 23 to 24, he advises, "Be sure you know the condition of your flocks, give careful attention to your herds, for riches do not endure forever." This lesson emphasizes the importance of clearly understanding your situation, whether in business, personal life, or finances. For Solomon, wisdom is rooted in the ability to face reality without illusions and make decisions based on knowledge, not assumptions. If you're in debt, the first step is to confront the problem head-on. This takes courage because we often fear what we might discover. However, it's an act of wisdom and responsibility to yourself. Knowing exactly how much you owe, to whom, the interest rates being charged, and the deadlines involved is essential. Ignoring the problem will only make it worse and create more anxiety. On the other hand, taking control and seeking clarity can be transformative and relieving. Ask yourself, how much do I really owe? To whom? What are the interest rates? Do I have a clear list of all my financial obligations? If not, where should I start? These questions are simple but powerful. By answering them, you'll be practicing Solomon's lesson of seeking the truth, facing the situation with honesty and courage. In Proverbs 28 verse 13, Solomon reinforces, "Whoever conceals their sins does not prosper, but the one who confesses and renounces them finds mercy." Here, we can substitute sins with financial mistakes or disorganization, and realize that acknowledging problems is the first step toward solving them. Admitting that the situation is out of control isn't a sign of weakness but a demonstration of strength. Imagine someone living in Solomon's time. They overspent on luxuries like fine fabrics and spices, without considering the long-term impact of their choices. Debts began piling up, and they realized they couldn't pay what they owed. Desperate, they sought Solomon's counsel. He responded with a lesson. Better a poor man whose walk is blameless than a rich man whose ways are perverse. Proverbs 28 verse 6. This means admitting mistakes and acting with integrity are the first steps to rebuilding confidence in oneself and the ability to change. This lesson is incredibly relevant today. Recognizing your debts isn't a sign of weakness but of strength. From this acknowledgement, you can lay the foundation for a healthier financial life. For example, Maria, a teacher, realized she was completely disorganized financially. The weight of her debts made her avoid opening mail or checking her bank balance. She was afraid to face the numbers because she believed it would be too painful. Inspired by Solomon's teachings, she gathered the courage to list every debt, identify interest rates, and organize deadlines. This first step gave her not only clarity but also a sense of control she had never experienced before. Recognizing your debts is like opening a window in a dark room. The light that enters may be intense and uncomfortable at first, but it's essential for seeing the way forward. When you commit to the truth and confront the situation, you can start making the right decisions and building a concrete plan. Remember, Solomon taught us that wisdom begins with the truth. Make this commitment today because you deserve to live without the burden of debt and move toward a life of balance and financial freedom. Step 1. Plan with wisdom. Solomon teaches us that planning is the key to success. In Proverbs 21 verse 5, he states, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." Financial planning is essential for getting out of debt and regaining control of your life. 1. List all your debts. Write down the amounts, interest rates, and due dates. 2. Set priorities. Start with debts that have the highest interest rates or the smallest balances to create psychological momentum. Step 3. Set clear goals. How much can you pay each month? What is your timeline for paying off your debts? Joao, a self-employed worker, was overwhelmed by 5 different debts. He felt lost, not knowing where to start. Inspired by Solomon's teachings, he decided to plan. He created a spreadsheet, organized his debts, and started by paying off the smallest one. Each payment motivated him further, and after 2 years, he was debt-free. Step 2. Live simply. In Proverbs 16 verse 8, Solomon declares, "Better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice." He teaches us that simplicity is a powerful virtue. Cut unnecessary expenses. Assess what is essential and eliminate frivolous spending. Replace luxury with basics. Opt for affordable alternatives that meet your needs. Practice contentment. Focus on what you already have and avoid comparing yourself to others. Anna was a young woman who compulsively spent money on branded clothing. When she realized she was in debt, she decided to follow Solomon's advice. She sold unused items, swapped expensive restaurants for home-cooked meals, and found joy in simple pleasures. Within a year, She managed to save and pay off a significant portion of her debts. Step 3. Be diligent. Diligence is a virtue Solomon praises. In Proverbs 10 verse 4 he says, "Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth." Determination and hard work are essential to overcoming financial challenges. Focus on your current job. Increase your productivity and seek growth opportunities. Explore additional income sources. Sell unused items, take on extra work, or learn new skills. Renegotiate debts. Contact creditors to negotiate better repayment terms. Pedro, a rideshare driver, decided to become more diligent after reading Solomon's Proverbs. He began working extra hours and used the additional income to pay off his debts. His dedication brought significant results. Step 4. Seek advice. Solomon emphasizes the importance of advice in Proverbs 15 verse 22. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. Consult financial experts. Seek guidance from professionals who can help you organize your finances. Talk to trusted friends or family. Share your challenges and listen to different perspectives. Invest in financial education. Read books, take courses, and watch educational videos. Carla, a businesswoman in debt, sought help from a financial mentor. He taught her how to reorganize her finances and prioritize strategic payments. By following his advice, she regained financial stability. Step 5. Generosity as a cycle of abundance. In Proverbs 11 verse 25, Solomon teaches, "A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed." This principle may seem counterintuitive, but small acts of generosity can create a cycle of prosperity. Give within your means. Contribute to causes that resonate with you, even if it's a small amount. Offer help in other ways. Share knowledge or time with those in need. Find joy in giving. Understand that generosity reflects abundance, not just wealth. Lucas, despite being in debt, decided to help an elderly neighbor with small errands. This act led to an unexpected opportunity. The neighbor's son referred him for a job, which increased his income and sped up his debt repayment. Following Solomon's strategies requires action, persistence, and faith. He shows us that through planning, simplicity, diligence, good counsel, and generosity, any financial crisis can be transformed into a victory story. Shame and guilt. Solomon understood the power of emotions and their consequences. He reminds us in Proverbs 17 verse 22, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Often, shame and guilt can paralyze us, but these emotions can also be transformed into fuel for change. How to overcome it? 1. Acknowledge your emotions. It's normal to feel shame or guilt, but these emotions don't define you. 2. Accept your story. Everyone makes mistakes. Use the past as a lesson, not a prison. 3. Seek support. Share your feelings with trusted people who can encourage you. Claudia accumulated debts after losing her job and felt humiliated. Inspired by Solomon, she decided to confront her shame. She sought emotional support in a group, rebuilt her confidence, and began paying off her debts step by step. Perseverance. Solomon teaches in Proverbs 24 verse 16, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. This verse is a powerful reminder that falling is part of the process, but true wisdom lies in getting up and trying again. Reframe failures. View each financial mistake as a lesson that strengthens you. Stay focused. Don't lose sight of your goal, even in the face of challenges. Celebrate small wins. Every step forward is progress on the path to financial freedom. Raphael tried 3 times to renegotiate his debts with the bank but was rejected. He didn't give up and eventually found an agency that accepted his proposal. His persistence paid off. Overcoming social pressure. We live in a society where appearances matter a lot, but Solomon warns in Proverbs 13 verse 7, "One pretends to be rich, yet has nothing. Another pretends to be poor, yet has great wealth." He teaches us that valuing what's real is more important than looking good to others. How to apply. Reduce the impact of others' opinions. Remember that your worth isn't tied to material possessions. Reevaluate priorities. Choose financial stability over impressing others. Practice gratitude. Focus on what truly matters, such as health, family, and personal growth. Carlos was embarrassed to drive an older car after selling his luxury vehicle to pay off debts. He realized this sacrifice was temporary and necessary for a more secure future. Today, he lives debt-free and at peace. Challenges with creditors. Dealing with creditors can often feel intimidating, but Solomon reminds us in Proverbs 22 verse 7, "The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender." This verse is not a condemnation, but a call to action to break the cycle. How to handle it. Be honest. Communicate transparently with your creditors. Negotiate firmly. Present realistic proposals for payments. Document everything. Keep clear records of agreements and communications. Paula faced constant pressure from a financial institution. Inspired by Solomon's teachings, she decided to act with integrity and negotiated a payment plan within her means. Her honest approach earned respect and immediate relief. Shame and guilt. Solomon understood the impact of emotions. In Proverbs 17 verse 22, he reminds us, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Shame and guilt can paralyze us, but they can also be transformed into motivation for change. Maria, the teacher. Maria, a teacher, faced financial difficulties with credit card debt, student loans, and personal loans. Each month, her payments seemed to make no progress, and anxiety consumed her. One day, while reading a book on biblical wisdom, she found Solomon's teachings. Inspired by Proverbs 3 verses 9 to 10, "Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the firstfruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine." She decided to take strategic and faithful action. How Maria applied Solomon's principles. 1. Planning. Maria listed all her debts and prioritized those with the highest interest rates. 2. Simplicity. She reduced her expenses, sold unused items, and controlled daily spending. 3. Diligence. She took on extra tutoring classes to increase her income. 4. Generosity. Despite her situation, she regularly donated a small portion of her earnings, trusting in the cycle of blessings Solomon described. 5. Support. She joined a financial education group at her church and received practical advice from its members. 2 years later, Maria was debt-free and had a renewed perspective on money. Following Solomon's steps, she began investing and helping others do the same. João, the small business owner. João owned a small business but struggled to manage his finances. He often mixed personal and business expenses, unknowingly accumulating debt. Inspired by Proverbs 24 verses 3-4, by wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. João realized he needed knowledge to organize his life. He began separating personal and business finances, sought financial literacy courses, and implemented better accounting practices. With time, he restored his business's stability and created a foundation for sustainable growth. Solomon's wisdom shows us that obstacles are inevitable, but how we respond to them defines our future. By transforming shame into motivation, persevering through setbacks, and focusing on what truly matters, you can build a strong foundation for financial freedom. What João did. Hired an accountant to help separate personal and business finances. Created a detailed budget, including an emergency fund. Learned financial management. Applied modern tools to stay organized. Today, João runs a prosperous business and keeps his finances in order. Solomon in action. Proven principles. The teachings of Solomon are as relevant today as they were in his time. They are based on timeless principles. 1. Plan your steps. In Proverbs 16 verse 9, it says, "In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." Planning brings clarity and direction. 2. Value hard work. Solomon reminds us, a sluggard's appetite is never filled, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. Proverbs 13 verse 4. 3. Share what you have. Generosity is not just an act of kindness, but a strategy that promotes a cycle of abundance. The examples of Maria, João, and many others show that Solomon's principles work because they are grounded in divine wisdom. If they could overcome their financial difficulties, so can you. Regardless of your situation, there is a path to financial freedom. Solomon encourages us in Ecclesiastes 7 verse 8, "The end of a matter is better than its beginning." If you start today, the future can be far better than the present. Practical tools for managing finances. Solomon valued organization and wisdom in every decision. In Proverbs 27 verse 23, he advises, "Be sure you know the condition of your flocks, give careful attention to your herds." In today's context, this means keeping a precise track of your income and expenses. Practical tips. 1. Use financial apps. Tools like digital spreadsheets or apps can help track expenses, create budgets, and visualize your financial situation. 2. Adopt simple budgeting methods. Try techniques like the 50/30/20 rule, dividing income into needs, wants, and savings. 3. Conduct monthly reviews. Just as Solomon advised tending to flocks, regularly review your finances to adjust strategies. Rogerio started using a free financial app to log his expenses. Within months, he identified hidden costs and saved 20% of his income, which he used to pay off debts. Celebrating progress. Solomon reminds us in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." It's important to celebrate every small milestone on your journey to financial freedom. How to apply. Set milestones. Divide your journey into stages and celebrate achievements, like paying off a debt or completing a month without using credit cards. Mindful rewards. Choose rewards that don't harm your finances, such as a simple activity that brings joy. Share your victory. Share your progress with friends or family to reinforce motivation. Renata, after paying off her first debt, bought an aromatic candle she'd always wanted. This small gesture reminded her she was in control and encouraged her to keep going. Cultivating gratitude. Gratitude is a recurring theme in Solomon's teachings. In Proverbs 15 verse 16, he states, "Better a little with the fear of the Lord than great wealth with turmoil." Recognizing your blessings, even during tough times, brings peace and perspective. How to cultivate gratitude. 1. Make a daily gratitude list. Note things you're thankful for, like health, family, or even financial lessons learned. 2. Reflect on progress. Remember where you started and how far you've come. 3. Engage in acts of service. Helping others strengthens your appreciation for what you have. How Maria applied Solomon's principles. 1. Planning. Maria listed all her debts, prioritizing those with the highest interest rates. 2. Simplicity. She reduced her expenses, sold items she didn't need, and controlled her daily spending. 3. Diligence. She sought extra tutoring opportunities and provided lessons to increase her income. 4. Generosity. Despite her challenges, she regularly donated a small portion of her earnings, trusting in the cycle of blessings described by Solomon. 5. Support. She joined a financial education group at her church and received practical advice from other members. 2 years later, Maria was debt-free and had a new perspective on money. Following Solomon's steps, she began investing and helping others achieve the same. João, the small business owner. João owned a small business but struggled to manage his finances. He often mixed personal and business expenses, unknowingly accumulating debt. Inspired by Proverbs 24 verses 3 to 4, "By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures," João realized he needed knowledge to organize his life. What he did: hired an accountant to help separate personal and business finances. Created a detailed budget, including an emergency fund. Learned financial management. Applied modern tools to maintain better control. Today, João runs a thriving business and keeps his finances well organized. Timeless Principles of Solomon. The teachings of Solomon remain as relevant today as they were in his time. They are built on eternal wisdom. 1. Plan your steps. In Proverbs 16 verse 9, it says, "In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." Planning provides clarity and direction. 2. Value hard work. Solomon reminds us, "A sluggard's appetite is never filled, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied." Proverbs 13 verse 4. 3. Share what you have. Generosity is not only an act of kindness but also a strategy that fosters a cycle of abundance. The examples of Maria, João, and many others show that Solomon's principles work because they are grounded in divine wisdom. If they could overcome financial difficulties, so can you. Regardless of your situation, there is always a path to financial freedom. As Solomon encourages us in Ecclesiastes 7 verse 8, the end of a matter is better than its beginning. Start today, and your future can be much brighter than your present. Practical tools for managing finances. Solomon valued organization and wisdom in every decision. In Proverbs 27 verse 23, he advises, "Be sure you know the condition of your flocks, give careful attention to your herds." In modern terms, this means meticulously tracking your income and expenses. Practical tips. 1. Use financial apps. Tools like digital spreadsheets or mobile apps can help track expenses, create budgets, and visualize your financial situation. 2. Adopt simple budgeting methods. Try the 50/30/20 rule, dividing your income among needs, wants, and savings. 3. Conduct monthly reviews. Just as Solomon suggested monitoring flocks, review your finances regularly to adjust your strategies. Practical story. Rogerio began using a free financial app to track his expenses. Within a few months, he identified hidden costs and saved 20% of his income, which he used to pay off debts. Solomon reminds us in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." Celebrating small milestones is essential on the journey to financial freedom. How to apply. Set milestones. Break your journey into stages and celebrate when you reach each one, such as paying off a debt or completing a month without using a credit card. Mindful rewards. Choose rewards that don't harm your finances, like enjoying a simple activity that brings joy. Share your victory. Tell friends or family about your progress to reinforce your motivation. Practical story. Renata, after paying off her first debt, bought an aromatic candle she had always wanted. This small gesture reminded her she was in control and encouraged her to keep moving forward. Cultivating gratitude. Gratitude is a recurring theme in Solomon's teachings. In Proverbs 15 verse 16, he says, "Better a little with the fear of the Lord than great wealth with turmoil." Recognizing your blessings, even in difficult times, brings peace and perspective. How to cultivate gratitude. 1. Daily gratitude list. Note things you are thankful for, such as health, family, or the financial lessons you've learned. 2. Reflect on progress. Recall where you started and how far you've come. 3. Engage in acts of service. Helping others reinforces gratitude for what you have. Solomon's principles reveal that organization, celebrating progress, and practicing gratitude are not just strategies. They are indispensable tools for transforming how we live and relate to our resources. In his wisdom, Solomon understood that a successful life isn't solely about wealth, but about managing what we have with wisdom, purpose, and vision. In Proverbs 29 verse 18, he reminds us, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." This teaching invites us to cultivate a mindset of planning and intentionality. Without a clear vision, it's easy to lose direction. However, with defined goals and practical actions, you can build a stable and meaningful financial life aligned with your values. Throughout this video, we explored how Solomon's wisdom can transform the way you handle money and debt. From acknowledging your financial reality to creating well-founded plans, from choosing simplicity as a conscious decision to embracing diligence as a path to progress, and from practicing generosity to overcoming obstacles, each of Solomon's lessons is a vital piece for rebuilding your financial and emotional life. Solomon teaches us that every step taken with wisdom contributes to a more balanced and prosperous future. True prosperity, according to Solomon, goes far beyond material wealth. In Proverbs 3 verses 13 to 14, he declares, "Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold." This wisdom is priceless, as it forms the foundation for achieving freedom, financial peace, and, most importantly, a fulfilling life. The prosperity Solomon advocates for is built on balance, values, and, above all, conscious decisions. If you're just beginning your journey and feeling uncertain, fearful, or even discouraged by your financial situation, remember, it's natural to feel doubt in the face of change. Solomon himself faced challenges as a leader and as a man. His choices reflected his commitment to wisdom and the well-being of his people. Solomon understood that every decision made with clarity and purpose is a seed planted for a better future. Just as Solomon turned difficult circumstances into opportunities for growth and prosperity, you too can do the same. In Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6, Solomon offers a powerful reminder of hope and guidance. "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." These words emphasize that even in the most challenging moments, faith, combined with effort and intentional actions, can lead to solutions. Trusting the process and actively seeking wisdom can transform despair into a story of triumph. No matter where you are right now, know that Solomon's teachings are a timeless guide. They remind us that it's not about achieving perfection overnight, but about consistently moving in the right direction, learning, and growing with each step. Wisdom is available to all who seek it, and you have the power to apply it to rewrite your financial story and live a more abundant and meaningful life. Now it's your turn. Take Solomon's lessons and begin applying them in your life. List your debts. Create a plan. Seek advice. Practice simplicity and generosity. Trust the process, even if progress feels slow. If you believe these teachings can change your life, leave a comment saying, "I follow Solomon's steps." Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more practical lessons in wisdom that can transform your future. As Solomon reminds us in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." Today is the perfect moment to start your journey toward financial freedom. And don't miss the videos recommended at the end of this one. They're filled with more insights to guide you on your path to success.